Hi, today I want to show you how to do some simple photo editing using the website Photopea, which is very similar to Photoshop. First thing you're going to do is type in photopea.com, push enter, and it takes you to the website. Here is where you're going to do all your photo editing. The first thing I'm going to do is retrieve your picture that you took of your form. So you're going to need to go to File, Open. Okay, File, Open. Also, you can use Control O if you like to take shortcuts. Here, I'm going to look for that image of the pumpkin. There it is. Oh, look, there's that video I took yesterday. I'm selecting the pumpkin, and there it is. So I have some photo editing to do of this raw image. I notice there's crumbs on the table. These chairs are right here. This cord's very distracting. I did some of the cropping. I did minimize the distractions in the background to some degree, but it still needs some more help. So the first thing I'm going to do is, these are a whole bunch of vector tools that you can use. If you hover over it, it tells you what it does. Like here's the clone tool, paintbrush, and you're welcome. We'll be learning about more of these later as we next 9-week session as we delve into digital art. But I want to crop this picture because I don't want all this stuff out here, and I certainly don't want those crumbs. And I don't like my image to be in the middle of a picture. So I'm going to set up and crop about right here. I still want to get my cast shadow in there. Okay. You crop where you want it, and look, notice it has the pointers for rules of thirds here, kind of like it kind of shows you. I'm going to push enter. Okay, there is my pumpkin, and now I want to see what I can do to enhance the lighting. So I always like to go to image all, select all, just to highlight the whole thing, saying this is what I want to work on. Select, you would go to select all, okay? And then I want to go where it says image, adjust. You can do auto contrast and stuff, but you want to be able to control it. So if you go to adjust in brightness and contrast, we can start there. And there we have it. I'm going to move this over. And if you pull this over, do you see how bright it gets? You can kind of determine the look you're going for here. And you don't want to wash it out. We want to see some of that texture on the pumpkin. How dramatic, and I don't want to get rid of my cast shadow because it really helps make it look very dimensional. So I might just play around just a little bit with the lighting. I don't know, I kind of like less contrast. I'm going to use a little bit. I think that's good. I'm going to click OK. So I've adjusted the lighting, I've cropped it, and then the last thing I like to do, and I hope I can find it in here because it's different from Photoshop. Yeah, it is. Go to image, adjust, and instead of contrast and brightness, you can play with color, but I do want this image to be black and white. So if you click black and white, let me see here, if you say okay, there it is. There's your black and white image. And now that I see it in black and white, I kind of do want to increase the contrast just a little bit. So I'm going to go back to image, adjust, brightness and contrast. And now I want to kick up the contrast just a little bit more to make that three-dimensional object pop. All right, so that's it. Simple photo editing for this project would just be cropping, adjusting the lighting by going to brightness and contrast, and last of all, turning it into a black and white for this project, okay? And it's right down here. Later on, I promise we're going to play around with all that other good stuff. So when you're done, you do File, Save As, and there you have it. Save your image, and you are good to go. Did I save it? Save as, File, Save as, PDS. Yep. Okay, there it is. All right, that's it. I hope this was helpful, and I'd like you to give this a try today.